Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 Sports Diesel. It's one of these new shaped ones, and this one's on a 16 plate, finished in this lovely black with the black alloys, and this one's equipped with the red wing mirrors and also the sat-nav upgrade on the car as well. Apologise, it's a bit windy today, so I hope you can hear me, but I'll do my best for you. Front of the car's really clean. Lights, lenses, clear, intact. Front bumper's clean as a whistle, just a couple of dead flies. Bonnet itself, again, very clean, so it's not being driven at high speeds down the motorway behind gritting lorries from what I can see. And down the near side of the car, lovely and smooth on the panels there. Really nice. I think I did see a couple of very small touchings done by the last owner, but it's not a good sign of ownership in all honesty. Again, really nice. On the back of the car, again, all very clean and tidy. Look really good from the back of these later models with the smoke glass, little diffuser down there as well. And around to the offside of the car. As with the near side, very smooth on the panel work. The remaining panels look absolutely super too. So it's a lovely sunny day, but unfortunately it's very glary on the video, so I do apologise. Worth pointing out, full set of Michelin tyres on the car, which is always a good sign of ownership on any vehicle. It's a really handsome looking car. You can see why they're so sought after. Coming to the back of the car now, absolutely huge boots on these Civics, 60/40 fold on the rear seats. Been kept really nicely back here, helped no doubt by the fitment of this luggage cover at the back here. It's a fantastic order. Coming into the back of the car, again all very clean and tidy. Seat trim's all in really good condition too. Passenger door card, again all little recesses, nice and clean. Same with the footwell areas. Front passenger seat again in very nice condition. Do apologise, sun's come out just as I'm doing this, it really doesn't help at all. So driver's seat again, all looks very nice, but glary on the photo there, so again accept my apologies. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. But it looks in beautiful condition in here. You can see there, sat-nav fully functional. Pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear gridded parking camera as well. Don't be misled, they all come with this big screen in the Civics, but it doesn't mean they have sat-nav, so don't go travelling a long way unless you actually get to know that it actually does show a map, because the radio is working exactly the same way on ones without it. Just if I can come up there for you, hopefully you can see 69,470 miles. And if I pan back there, you can see there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But a fantastic view of it just is a stunning dashboard. It really is. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack, plus very importantly, lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under this beautifully presented engine bay from Honda. Cam chain driven engines, no cam belts to worry about on them at all. They are fabulous units. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 Sport Diesel. This is the navigation model, you probably already know. The car is registered, if I can read it, ML16BHK. And mileage at the start of the road test is 69,421 miles. The reason we do the videos is basically so that if someone's looking online at this car in an advert, they actually get to see that very car in operation. Lots of our customers travel a long way to us from all over Europe and the UK, and the least we can do is to go to time and effort to do this for you. Reason is because we know just how frustrating it is to go and see a car which, whilst it might look good in the photographs and the description, sometimes they've got a fundamental problem which would have stopped you driving there in the first place. So hence that's why we do it. Road test is also done on these very quiet country roads, very, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. The car itself has been very well looked after, and it feels like it, I've got to be honest with you, because it feels as tight as a drum, this thing. Engine starts absolutely instantly, of course, settles to a completely smooth and even idle. They're wonderful, wonderful units, they really are. Lovely to use day in, day out as well. It's a nice, really flexible engine, and actually delivers on its fuel economy claims as well. They're really, really fuel efficient. Temperature gauge, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. And it's up to full operating temperature now, by the way. No warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, so all good in that sense. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch is absolutely perfect, bite point exactly where it should be, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. Gearbox again, really class act from Honda, lovely gear change, nice, it's got a kind of a heft to it which is really nice, really feels mechanical, very precise, just beautifully, beautifully engineered. And again, I can't feel an ounce of wear in the gear linkage at all. It's all exactly as it should be. Steering on the car is a really strong point on these, a real strong point on these Civics. Very, very precise and accurate. Matches the chassis absolutely brilliantly on the car, by the way. But it's just got a nice, again, kind of a meatiness to it, which makes the car feel nice and solid on the road. And it's, as I said, perfectly matched the chassis of the vehicle, because there's nothing worse than having sort of quick, accurate steering in a sort of floppy, flaccid chassis on the car. Steering, by the way, tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all that come back to the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to legal limit. So all absolutely as it should be. Chassis, as I've said, matches the steering. It's really agile, lovely keen direction changes, really nicely damped as well. It's got lovely composure, you know, low speeds and high speeds. They get sort of loads of sort of float and wallowing with it. But it's actually one of the few cars that's genuinely good fun to drive still. You know, it's immensely practical, as we all know, which is the forte of the Civic. But it's just a thoroughly lovely car to drive day in, day out. Chassis, by the way, what I'm looking for in these road test videos is just when you hit a bump, you know, you'll hear it hitting it, but you shouldn't hear any kind of secondary kind of chattering or knocking noises coming from underneath the vehicle, and there's nothing at all on the car. It's exactly as it should be. Brakes on the car, really lovely solid brake pedal on the car, nice and powerful. What I'm looking for again when I hit the brake pedal initially is just any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and it should bring the car down nice and straight, not sort of veer violently left or right. Looking around inside the car, I mean, these are quite beautifully made cars. There's not a hint of a squeak or a rattle or trim buzz from inside the car. And as I often say, this is real build quality many years down the line, not just, you know, when they're brand new. But it also happens to be just a wonderful place to sit and drive a car. This dash design, you know, it's not for everybody, and I don't pretend it is for a second. Fortunately, it appeals to me. But I have always liked styling where it does kind of polarize opinion a little bit, and this one does a good job of that. It's slightly more conventional than the last generation in the kind of center sat here is more along the lines of what you'd expect to see in most cars, but the sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. Air conditioning's lovely and cold. It's absolutely ice cold in the car. But then my favorite part of this wonderful two-tier design, where all the high up information is the stuff that you want to look at on the most regularly when you're driving along. So you've got your information display there. If you were to up your temperatures there on the dual zone climate control system, you can see it clearly. You don't have to kind of peer down into the car to have a look at that readout. Same with the MPH of the car, but even better, you've got this huge dominating digital display, so I can look at the car in front and easily see the speed out of the corner of my eye. It's absolutely brilliant. Also, when you press the economy button, by the way, those blue lights
turn green, the more economically you drive the car. And it's just a prompt there to remind you to sort of change up, change down, or keep it in a green spot, and it is very effective at doing that, by the way. Everything on the dash working exactly as it should. As down below, we've got this more conventional pod of 3 dials, your rev counter flanked by the fuel and temperature gauges. You've got auto lights, auto wipers. This car's actually got lane departure as well, warning. Steering wheel looks, feels as new in hand. Lovely chunky thick rim steering wheel, great to hold on to as well. But it just feels lovely order. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is only brief, but is basically to show you the car in operation, but to feedback on any issues, of which there's nothing to report back at all. The car genuinely drives absolutely beautifully. I spent many happy years working at the local Honda dealership in Bristol, and we've sold tens of thousands of Hondas over the years, so we do know them well. And if there was something immediately obvious whilst I was driving the car, I would flag it up, but as I said, there's nothing on this at all. Whoever's lucky enough to get this one will drive a really lovely car. Obviously, as always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, please do call us.